RAIDER ReACTION is for mature audiences only. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
It's another beautiful day to be a raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield, I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation, and you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Where is that, might you ask? Well, it's just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman and a scholar, as well as a man of commerce, so if you slip him what you should, he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. And as you find yourself strolling down the street, you're going to pass a deep dark alley to your immediate right. Should you venture down that deep dark alley? Well, of course you should, because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place from which the autumn wind blows. that we like to call Deep Behind the Enemy Line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Wednesday, I'm joined by the one and only Raider Reaction Crew Prime. As we get into what is Conference Championship Weekend, Prime, only 4 remain, and it's the Final 4.
It's the Final 4. That's right, baby. It's the playoffs, man. We're getting ready for the AFC and the NFC championship. That's right. So you know how we do it for the playoffs. We got that herbal early, baby.
You gotta stay warm, man. It's cold out there. It's playoff football.
Yeah, well, it's
supposed
cold.
to be one of the games is supposed to be one of the coldest playoff games on record. That is cold. That is cool.
Yeah, actually down in Kansas City, not too far from where I am. Right now we're going through a serious cold spell, and it's going to be cold as all get out down in Kansas City when the Patriots go down there for their AFC championship.
Screw that. Well,
I know people that are like, I'm not even going to that game because it's going to be so cold.
You know, that's the type of game, man. That'd be even a hard damn game to enjoy. I mean, because you're there, but you're just trying to survive and come out alive. No, that's just not fun. I mean, if it was my team, I'd want to be there anyway. I'd be wearing 6 layers, but yeah, no, I hate the cold.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd be in snow pants and snow boots and just ready for the cold. I'd lock in and watch it. I have to admit, man, the weather doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I can't handle that. I can't handle that cold weather anymore. Well, before we jump into Conference Championship, Prime, let's touch on obviously the divisional round, which were some big games last weekend. So let's briefly touch on those first. The Colts-Chiefs game. We were split on that game. I thought the Colts could come in and make an upset, have a chance in Kansas City, and that was absolutely not the freaking case. I thought the weather played to the advantage of the upset. I even half-assed called it on the page right before the game and then looked like a jackass, and everybody, made me aware of it. So,
yeah. I got to say one thing really quick, though, because it looks like one of my workmates is watching tonight. And no, I will be there tomorrow. I will show up. Unlike the Dallas Cowboys, they did not show up. But, yeah, I'll show up tomorrow. I'll be there.
The Cowboys did not show up. And so much for Amari Cooper walking on water, turning water into fucking wine and being the next greatest thing. Yeah. He didn't get you nowhere. We'll take that number 1 pick. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys got a lot to look forward to, that's for sure. You guys, man. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the draft. There's only 2 good quarterbacks. Anyway, I don't want to get into that stuff now, but yeah, last week was absolutely crazy. I thought the Eagles had a chance to win it. If Alshon Jeffrey doesn't let the ball go through his hand. God.
Yeah, the Eagles completely could have won that game. They for 2 quarters they went to fucking sleep. The first quarter they come out and they looked like they were going to blow them out at home. It was insane. And then they just went to sleep for 2 quarters and then almost could have pulled it out there at the end, but no such luck.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was close.
It was the best game of the weekend. It was the best game of the weekend by far.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of all right watching LA win, the Rams, that is. Not going to lie.
Both of the AFC games were not good games to watch. Both of them were blowouts, although I did enjoy I'm not rooting for any of these teams to win because it's all just a level of hatred for me. I can't root for any of them to win. My team's out. I could care less. But to see a team like the Chargers that I just absolutely loathe as a division rival and a permanent fixture at the kiddie table, just go out there and absolutely piss down their leg was a beautiful thing because I hate Phillip Rivers and I'm sick of hearing how Phillip Rivers deserves to win or deserves something. He doesn't deserve anything. Go the fuck away with your bolo tie ass.
Oh man, Philip Rivers is this generation's Dan Marino. All right, yeah, he can throw. He's got that arm, but yeah, he's never gonna win. He's never gonna win the big one. The Chargers, they've had some really good teams, and I mean, I've even liked a few of their teams, and I have to admit they've got some of the best uniforms in football when they break out those powder blue jerseys.
Oh
But
man, I
yeah,
gotta disagree, Prime. I think those are the ugliest fucking uniform. And every time Chris Berman says, "Oh, those are the best looking," shut up, you fucking drunk. It's
oh
not
man,
the
those
best
things are
looking
fresh,
uniform.
dude. So those things are great.
No way.
And so, I mean, the Nuggets break out a powder blue too. The Denver Nuggets, and man, those are sweet too. Anyway,
I got one of those. I got an Allen Iverson throwback of the powder blue and yellow.
it's powder blue and yellow, and you're just talking about how you hate it when the Chargers do it.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
the Chargers. That's football. Basketball is different. They're wearing shorts and tank
that's
tops.
for sure.
It's different.
That's for sure.
Different. Come on, it's apples and rocks. Come on now. Now,
Right.
over in the NFC, like we talked about, the best game was the Eagles Saints, but you had the Cowboys come in with all that hype that this was it, this is it. I tell you what, you've seen the Cowboys peak. They've reached as high as you're going to see them get with what they've got going on. And if they think Amari Cooper's going to be the guy that puts you over the edge, well, hey, we had that guy for several years. He didn't put us over any edge. He's not going to do the same thing there.
No, that Cowboys-Ram game was the absolute strangest because you have the LA Rams, and they've got this great defense with Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. They got a couple cornerbacks. Like, the defense in LA is pretty good, but they could never stop the run. They were giving up like 5.6 yards a rush
That's right, Lord.
before that game. Nah, the purple drink is mine. Anyway. But no, the Rams could not stop the run for anything. And then all of a sudden you had the Cowboys. The Cowboys were actually playing good defense towards the end of the season and that first game of the playoffs. Man, their defense was stopping the run. That was the thing they were doing.
Yes.
If you couldn't run on them, yeah. I mean, those linebackers, I'm not even going to get into them. But no, the Cowboys could stop the run, and the Rams could not stop the run. So what happens? The Rams hold Ezekiel Elliott to like 50 yards. Okay?
There was no
50
eating.
yards
He wasn't
worth.
eating shit. That game, there was no eating.
No, there was no.
None of this shit.
Yeah, whatever. Well, but then Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson both break it off for over 100-yard days. And C.J. Anderson actually had the better game out of those two.
Well,
And now,
he's benefiting from getting dropped in the middle of a great offense with a great offensive line and everything around him. I mean, he's playing benefits because we had C.J. Anderson prime for a week. He never even really played for the Raiders, but we did sign him before he went to the Rams. And now everybody's saying, oh, well, we should have kept C.J. Anderson. Look what he's doing. Oh, look what he's doing because he got put in the middle of the perfect situation. What the hell would he have done with the Raiders? He would have done jack and shit for us. We were a fucking hot mess. We can drop him in the middle of us. He wasn't going to do shit. He's in a perfect situation, and he's fresh legs in the playoffs. So,
I mean, that and he gave Todd Gurley some good rest as he's coming off that knee. He barely played in December, but he's still one of the best running backs in the NFL. And yeah, he did just enough, got over. I mean, they just broke one off on Dallas, and it was just the strangest game there was. Everything that you thought was going to happen didn't happen. So
yeah. Now, I would like to say we played a little part in behalf of the Eagles not repeating. So I think we can now put this voodoo doll to rest because he apparently did his job. There will be no repeat as Philly left the kitty table last year, but now we'll have to bust out a new one for next week, Prime. Depending on how it shakes out this weekend, I'll decide on my new voodoo doll for next week.
I know who your new voodoo doll is going to be.
Oh, no, it depends. It depends on who wins. Now, let's get into that. Let's start. We'll save the juicy one for last. Let's start with the. We'll start in the NFC. We'll start in the NFC. You've got the Los Angeles Rams, the 2 seed, clashing with the 1 seed, the New Orleans Saints. It's been these two all freaking year. All year. It's your two top teams in the NFC. They've been on a collision course. They've already played once. Saints handed them their first loss.
Yeah, it was a great game too.
The Saints only come in a 3.5-point favorite. Like we always say, you get 3 for being at home. So really, they're a half-point favorite on an even field. So, but the Dome it's a home field advantage, Prime.
Oh, it's one of the best home field advantages in the league. They get down there in New Orleans, man. Absolutely. The Saints, man, I tell you what, if this was in LA, I would say no doubt I'm going to go Rams. You know, after seeing what they did last week, and they've got, you know, a couple of wide receivers in LA too, so they can throw the ball. Meanwhile, you've got arguably the MVP in Drew Brees at home. What's that?
Just saying, son, hello. Sup, Mark?
Yep.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us as always.
Yeah.
But,
that's right. Thanks for tuning in on a regular night. We were on Thursday last week. If you missed us, sorry. Life is crazy.
Yes.
Anyway.
You have lives as hard as it is to believe.
I know. But but no, I mean, with New Orleans and Drew Brees, and they got that. I mean, we got 2 running backs, Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, versus Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say this game has both games really have the look of really putting up some fireworks and being able to see some points. And this one particularly, you got an indoor field. It's a controlled environment. You're not going to have weather playing any factor in this in January NFL football. So you have all of the makings for a game that's a really high-scoring game. A really high-scoring game. When you look at what these guys did, I mean, Goff threw for 32 touchdowns. So did Drew Brees. But Drew Brees only threw for 5 picks. Goff had 12. But both of these guys put up points all year long. So,
yeah.
Who are you leaning towards, Prime? Who are you leaning towards in this one? This is it's an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and I've been thinking about it all day. And you know, we got Sean Payton versus what's the Rams coach name?
Sean McVay.
Yeah, McVay. Man. I mean, at least Sean Payton has a Super Bowl, right? So I'm thinking right now I'm leaning towards the Saints. They're at home, and I'm pulling out one of your lines here. They've got more playoff experience.
I can't disagree with you, Prime. I can't disagree with you. I've been going Saints as my Super Bowl pick all season, and I'm picking the Saints in this one too. They've been my Super Bowl pick from the outset. They just looked like the team to beat. I always thought they were. Comes down to playoff experience, man. And when you get into a game like this, it's a fucking pressure cooker. It's now the NFC Championship game. You are 1 win away from getting to where you've always. It's the pinnacle, just to get there. And man, that's a whole extra notch turned up. And some coaches have been there and have been able to handle it, and some coaches just can't handle it when it gets turned up that extra notch. And we haven't seen Sean McVay, and maybe he can handle it. And maybe he'll take care of business. But the one, I've been wanting to pick the Saints as well, Prime, but I haven't went on record yet because I watched this last game, and there's a guy.
Me too. Don't do the same turn I'm thinking about, man.
There's a guy, man. I watched the last game, and there's a guy on the fucking Rams line who was just wrecking shit, and the fact he could, dude. Aaron Donald could disrupt every fucking thing that the Saints are trying to do. And
Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh in the interior line.
I don't care how great of an offense you got. If they just come out and have one of those games.
Yeah, that is very true. And real quick, Russ Porter, I was wrong too. I thought the Chargers were going to roll into Connecticut and play some football, and
Yeah, well,
no, they got housed.
we both missed one last week, so we both got 3 points across 3 games, so we scored 9. So you're 160, I'm 150, I'm still 10 behind you. So we didn't change anything. We both missed one last week. We went 3-1 in which ain't bad. That ain't bad. 3-1 in the fucking
No, not at all.
Playoffs. Shit, that ain't bad. They ain't picking terrible. So
Right?
and I tried to pick an upset. I knew I was picking an upset. So the one I was wrong, I knew I was reaching on anyway. I mean,
Man,
if I was betting money, I wouldn't have went with the Colts. I would have went on the Chiefs, but I was trying to pick the upset, and it blew up in my face. But that's what happens when you pick an upset.
oh yeah. Yeah, that went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Well,
I'm not going to lie.
yeah. So, all right.
You guys are all screaming how young Patrick Mahomes is.
Jump into the AFC. Now's the time. Right here. Who you got? Who's winning the NFC? Who's going to the Super Bowl?
I'm going Rams, baby. I'm going Rams.
Rams. Ooh.
Yeah.
These are worth 4 points this week, Prime. We'd step up here.
I'm going Rams.
I'm going Saints. I'm taking the Saints. I really thought about going Rams as well. I really did, man. The defense, Aaron Donald, I could see where they could sway this game. But if Drew Brees and the line in front of him can handle what those two are bringing, they're going to win this game. They're the only wild card. I don't think the Rams match firepower. I'm picking Saints. So you're on board with the Rams. I'm taking the Saints. See how it shakes out in the NFC. Now, before we jump into the AFC Prime, I want to plug our Madden League that is kicking off on February 10th. The Raider Reaction 2019 Off-Season Madden Challenge. If you haven't locked down your spot, message the page. All division winners. We've got 2 leagues going. We've got an Xbox One league and a PlayStation 4 league. It's only a $25 buy-in. Every division winner gets a Raider Reaction prize pack. If you win the league, Xbox or PlayStation 4, you're both getting a autographed Derek Carr jersey. All it's for only $25. You only have to play 1 game a week. We're playing the 16-week regular season plus the playoffs. Super Bowl will be the first weekend in July. First weekend in July or first weekend in June, one or the other. But you only have to play 1 game a week. It's going to reboot every Sunday. Just message the page, get your spot locked down, and we'll add you to the owners group as we await the season to start, and we'll get you all the details. But don't slack, because the leagues are filling up. They're damn near full, and it's first come, first serve. You send in your invoice, pay your $25, you're locked in. But until then, we don't call you confirmed. It's all about you gotta pay. Gotta pay to play. Damn it. Prime's playing. I'm playing.
And I'm not even good at Madden, but I'm gonna do it.
I've been practicing Prime. I'm getting all right. I'm getting there. I ain't gonna be no scrub. I'm streaming my games live. I ain't getting my ass kicked live.
I'm going all I formation.
Wishbone.
Just dive.
Wishbone.
Dive off tackle. Dive
Triple
off
options.
tackle. Nope.
All right. Let's get
Nothing but Wildcat. Nothing but Wildcat.
2 of my most hated goddamn teams in the league. It's like picking which side of the head I want to get shot in. Patriots, Chiefs. Here's how it shakes out for me, Prime.
Yeah.
I hate the Patriots with a passion. But I hate the Chiefs with a passion for a much, much longer period of time. Much longer period of time.
Right?
And they're division rivals. We play them twice a year. I
know.
do not ever want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl in my lifetime. Ever. Ever. I can stand seeing the Patriots go and lose because I believe whoever goes in the AFC is going to lose to the NFC this year. So it doesn't bother me as much as it would to see the Chiefs in there. So I think you know where I'm going.
Well, it's like after last week, I determined that I can never, when they're playing in Gillette Stadium, bet against Belichick and Brady. I will not bet against Belichick and Brady. I will not bet against Belichick and Brady. But you know what I'm gonna do?
You're gonna bet against.
I'm gonna bet against Belichick and Brady. Yeah, I understand. I feel your pain. I'm not gonna lie. It's got to be frustrating to be watching the Chiefs of all teams having that kind of success.
The Chiefs who
Yeah.
epically choke in the playoffs, Prime. Typically, so epically choke in the playoffs. So to see them this close.
Russ Porter, I hate the Chiefs that with a disregard that dare not speak its name. What? We shall not say its name, but it is the hatred.
That's like something out of a horror movie. You should have like some
Yeah, right.
music playing behind it. Dare not speak its name.
Right? That dare not speak his name. It was a small town in the Midwest. In 2 different states. Both Missouri. It was Kansas City.
Oh, damn.
Nah, man. You guys are saying all that mess about Patrick Mahomes coming out there being scared, and oh my gosh, and Andy Reid can't win the big one.
Mahomes just might be the guy to drag the fat man across the line here. We'll see. But I honestly think to say it again, Prime, it comes down to what? Playoff experience. And these guys get it fucking done, man. The Patriots just get it done. As much as I hate it, it makes me sick to my stomach. The guy's got a ring on every fucking finger. I mean,
Yeah.
they get it done. And you know what?
And everybody's ready to crown Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback ever. And the man, his kickers won more games for him.
I don't know. Listen. I'm not. Don't you dare make me make the argument for Tom Brady, you son of a bitch. But the guy wins, and that's the only stat that matters.
He wins if you clear off the snow so his kicker can make a field goal.
It doesn't matter. It
matters.
The quarterback is the CEO of the team, and there's no more important stat than winning for a quarterback. If your team wins, you got him there. I've made that argument for Jim Plunkett for so many goddamn years. I can't not make the argument for that jackass too. It is what it is. He's got the hardware to prove it. And when you've won that many times, nobody's won that many.
When these 2 teams played in week 1, the Patriots won 43-40 in an absolute shutout. Okay? Now, it's in Kansas City. Everybody's going to be cold. They both, the Patriots don't play in the freezing cold all the time, and the Kansas City Chiefs don't play in the freezing cold all the time, but they both do, so it's not going to matter.
No.
The weather.
It's not. But they're from New England and Kansas City. They're used to the fucking cold. It's not like you got a Florida team or a California team coming up to play in the frozen tundra. These guys play in that shit.
Oh, man. Man, yeah. If you had the Rams playing or even the Saints, a dome team. The Saints, it's down there in Louisiana. It's hot down in Louisiana.
Well, you see, I really thought, and that's why I came out, and I even extra called the upset last week, because I really thought the weather in Kansas City was going to hinder the team's speed, slow down Tyreek Hill, all of that. And I even came out and said it's going to slow down and neutralize Tyreek Hill. And right out of the gate, he made me look like a fucking fool.
36-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
36-yard rushing touchdown from the wide receiver. I know.
Oh, yeah, I started
and see, the problem is
the comments quick. Oh, good call, Commish. That's really slowing him down. Fuck you. Like, thanks. So, the fact it's cold, there's going to be some snow on the ground, obviously didn't seem to matter. It's going to be a track meet. But Prime, what it does, that weather does do, it causes turnovers. Turnovers can happen, and makes the percentages higher when you got adverse weather like that. That's where it can swing a playoff game. Turnovers.
Yeah, and I don't think Tom Brady has any weapons. His best weapon was a pothead that who couldn't figure it out so he could play in the NFL.
James White. That will be his weapon this week. You watch. He's the perfect weapon for this type of game. James White, you see Edelman. It's going to be that type of game. He's going to fucking, I'm telling you.
Gronkowski's a dinosaur.
He's money in the playoffs. He just is. I'm picking the Patriots. I'm picking
the Chiefs.
You're picking. We're split. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Both
right.
Games. Wow. I didn't think we'd pick differently both games. Interesting. Well, that makes things interesting coming into the final week here, because if you were wrong on both the chords, it would be a 2-point swing coming into the Super Bowl. But so you're picking a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl, complete opposite of the Saints-Patriots Super Bowl that I am predicting. Didn't see that.
Well, right now, it doesn't help that you take off the jersey. I'm an Andy Reid fan. I don't care what color he's wearing. I like the offenses. The offenses that he runs, okay, are entertaining to watch on television. All right?
Okay.
That's it. I like his offenses, all right?
I thought maybe
and there's not
red.
And right now,
Like that
Sean McVay or whatever, he's the most creative head coach on the offensive side of the ball there is in the NFL right now. And there are more teams trying to find the next him than either of the other coaches, Peyton or Belichick. And Belichick's arguably the best best coach ever. That's true. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
He's a cheater, but some people say if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But
and the Raiders have been known to say that. That was one of our monikers in the 70s. I mean, we bent the rules, and to an extent, I have to agree a little bit, but I no go spying. Taking it to the extent they take it, I mean, that's just ridiculous. They got a little.
You can break the rules, just not that much.
Yeah, you just bend them a little. Not really break them, Prime. You just bend them a little. They snap that shit. It's like compound fracture. You just bend. You can bend the rules just a little bit, but not break. Purple drink?
Only thing that would make it better is if I was on a boat.
And a boat match. Ooh,
Yeah.
on a boat. I got a free cruise this past weekend.
What?
I'll be on a boat soon. Hell yeah! I bought a new car and I got a free cruise with that bitch. Yes.
Heck to the yeah.
Hell yeah! Now if I just make it there and back without getting murdered and dumped in the ocean, it'll be all good.
Kansas City's defense made the super hot Andrew Luck frustrated.
Oh, I'm calling it, man. I honestly think it's going to be an NFC Super Bowl. Either way it shakes out. If the Rams are the ones that take it in the NFC, then it's going to be them that wins the Super Bowl. I honestly think either way it shakes out, it's going to be an NFC Super Bowl this year. I really do not want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's what it comes down to. I don't. I don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl at all.
I don't even care.
Listen to their obnoxious fans get all excited for even a couple.
I just hope it's a good game. Oh my gosh, yeah, they do. Their fans, I tell you. I was in Kansas City when they were on one of their win streaks.
They're obnoxious.
Hey. Oh, I didn't know we were bilingual up in here. ¿Qué pasa, mi amigos?
Well, he said. Well,
All right. Yeah, I know. It's weird, but I think this is where Andy Reid gets off the hump. This will seal his deal. It seals the deal on him being a good coach, man. It's the only thing he's missing besides all the, NFC Championship games he went to with Philadelphia, with Donovan McNabb, with Terrell
he's
Owens.
got one Super Bowl appearance.
Right?
If he doesn't win, he's never going to be that legit head coach. So, and with what Mahomes did this year, you would have to think, as much as it disgusts me to say, that this would be the beginning of at least a few years where they should be in the conversation, and they're going to be a thorn in our ass for a couple seasons based on what you've seen. So,
not gonna lie, Kansas City does have some good barbecue.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
They got that.
They got barbecue. That doesn't make me like him anymore. It really doesn't. Doesn't make me like him anymore. So.
Nah, man. Just spiced rum over here. Just spiced rum. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say spiced rum in Spanish.
I don't know how to say much in Spanish. Si. ¿Qué pasa?
Right on.
That's about it.
I can be a little conversational. I can get around.
I can cut through enough just to keep myself out of trouble.
I know just enough to get myself in trouble.
One or the other.
Yeah.
One or the other. That's for sure. So here we are. It's down to 4. We're split on both games. We're split on both games. It's gonna be an interesting weekend of football. At least they should both be pretty good games. I expect shootouts in both. Both should be high scoring affairs, and we will see how it shakes out, Prime. We'll see how it shakes out. Well, where would you like to go next?
Well, I mean, all right, so we're about to have a 5'9" quarterback out of college who got drafted by the Oakland A's as a baseball player, has now put his name into the NFL draft. I don't want to get into the NFL draft. We're not even past the Super Bowl.
No, I don't either. But the Raiders all of a sudden got thrown into that because, of course, everybody thinks John Gruden's going to go jump at this kid now that he came out, and he could be the heir apparent to Derek Carr, and we'll grab him with our first pick. And he's 5'9", like 180 pounds.
I used to be 5'9", 180 pounds.
Did you have 295-pound linebackers chasing you down?
Nope.
Okay. It's a big difference. That run like fucking deers and hit like small trucks. 5'9", 180 to 170 pounds ain't gonna fucking make. No way. No way. I don't think he should stay in baseball. Much.
No, but that's just it.
Better for
Jerry West. Drew Brees is small.
Yes. Oh, of course it is. You know what?
So
go look at the
so
NBA
is Franz
too.
Parkinson.
Hey, Muggsy Bogues was fucking short too. That don't mean you want a bunch of fucking midgets out there. There's an exception to every rule. That but Spud Webb, well, yeah, no shit. But still, do you want to stick him up against fucking LeBron James? No, you don't.
Baker Mayfield.
Yes, there's short guys that can make it, and they have made it. But that is an extra disadvantage to a guy's coming in. That's not an advantage. You don't put that in the pro category. That's definitely a con.
No cervezas over. No cervezas. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's small for a baseball player. Even that's right, Jason.
He is.
Baseball players now are. Oh my gosh,
He'd be a
dude! They're like
shortstop.
lumberjacks rolling around, dude.
He'd be a
They're all
shortstop.
6'3" and
He ain't batting
built.
cleanup. He ain't hitting for power. No, he's a little dude.
He does have like a slugging percentage of 800 or 900 or something like that.
Yeah, that's. Is he going to be the next two-sport star? I don't think so.
Nah, not a quarterback.
No.
Not a quarterback. Even. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's his face? Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders said that you could drop him off a plane and he could cover the best wide receiver in the league. Bo Jackson, you could drop him off a plane and holy smokes, he's going to run it up the middle like you got nothing to stop him. But quarterback is completely different than those two skill positions.
Yes. Yes. True.
So,
quarterback is
give it up for Neon Diaz.
a beast. Being an NFL quarterback, well, if you think about it, Prime, there's only 32 of them in the world starting NFL quarterbacks. Period. 32 of those. And hell, half of them ain't worth a shit. So that's how difficult it is to be an elite and good NFL quarterback. It ain't easy because there's only like maybe 10 in the world that are worth a shit, that hold that position, that job, that do it to a very, very high level. The rest of them are Blake Bortles, fucking, Ryan Tannehill, quarterbacks like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, I hear what you're saying, Canyon Stone. Tall lineman would make it harder, but he had a very tall line in Oklahoma or what have you, as well.
Yeah, they learned to throw through the lanes and what have you, but it's a con, Prime. You can't put it in the pro category. It's definitely something you have to learn to work around and make up for, compensate for.
Hey, vatos locos forever. Anyway.
Easy now. What's in that?
My bad. Rum. Purple. It's that herbal. I got the syrup.
Easy now.
Nah. It should be interesting, though. It should be interesting. There's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL draft that are worth a crap this year.
So
we'll see how that goes.
Well, we'll field a couple questions, Prime. These guys are throwing up some questions. Eric Hendrickson asked, do I like Carr? Do we think we should move on from him? I like Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr proved in this season. I believe it was a complete audition year for John Gruden. He started out shaky at the beginning, but I think at the end he showed with a depleted wide receiver core, with a banged up and depleted offensive line. He's sacked more times than he did ever in his career. He's threw for the most yards in his career and had the best completion percentage he ever had in his career. I think he proved and he weathered the fire and he passed his audition. Now 2019 is a whole different fucking story. I don't think we move on from Carr at all. Do I think John Gruden drafts a quarterback this season? Yes, I do. Because he wants to have his guy waiting in the wings if Carr wavers at all.
Nope. Gruden's a smart guy. He's not going to draft a quarterback because Carr is a good quarterback. We've seen it. You just broke off his stats. He's had other successful seasons where, 14-2, 13-3 that one year? Like, he's a good quarterback.
12-4.
He just needs, first things first, offensive line. And Gruden knows that. A quarterback can't even be a quarterback all that he can be without that front line.
Well, and speaking of offensive line, rumors were flying this morning. I even posted them to the page. There are rumors that our former Pro Bowl guard who was banged up this year, Kalichi Osemele, is going to be released, which would free up about $10.2 million in cap money. And I don't know if I like that move. I mean, with what we got at left tackle, losing our Pro Bowl left guard, but it's the offseason. You see all kinds of crazy stories like that. But, you've also, Prime, heard the, I don't know if you've heard the rumors. The biggest rumor was there's supposedly a great interest from the New York Giants in Derek Carr because they feel he could be the heir apparent to Eli Manning. You pair him with Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. And whether Gruden wants to trade Carr or not, Prime, what if the Giants come to the table knowing they need now a quarterback? They want a guy that's got a few years but still can be with them for a long time to pair with these two young superstars. And they make an offer that Gruden can't refuse. You know how he loves his magic beans. What if
he loves his magic beans? He could be just maybe a cornerback. You know, like a quarterback and some picks.
I mean,
it's not like the Raiders don't need defensive back help, but like, yeah, the right cornerback, and they got what? I don't know. They got some good. I won't call them good, but they've got some potential.
Gary Conley looked good this year, but yes, we could definitely use a superstar corner. That wouldn't hurt at all. Anybody can always add that.
So if they were to package that with some form of picks or something like that, then I think, yeah,
possible.
Derek Carr in New York, man.
I do believe that John Gruden and Derek Carr meshed by the end of the season. I do believe he's our guy, and I think Gruden's got his back going forward. But the thing is, Prime, we don't have a real solid number two, and I think he drafts future. Gruden's hooked on for a decade here. You gotta have a plan B. You have to have a plan B. Because if Carr gets hurt, you gotta have a plan B.
Just ask Philadelphia, man. They got themselves in a conundrum right now.
Yes, they do. Because they had a plan B and almost got them to a second Super Bowl. Their plan B. So you gotta have a plan B. But I don't know. I think it's secure. And somebody else threw it up in the comments. Foles, I think, is absolutely out of Philly. Foles isn't coming back to Philly. He's going
to pay us $2 million back to the Eagles. He's going to become a free agent, and he's going to get paid.
Paid.
He is, but you know,
fat paid.
I mean, Nick Foles was quoted as saying, you know, he's going to do what is best for him and the grace of God.
Oh, Nick Foles, there's going to be several guys throwing money at him. There's going to be several guys throwing money at him. That's for damn sure.
Right?
He's got a Super Bowl ring, Super Bowl MVP. It wasn't his fault Alshon Jeffries dropped the ball. He put that son of a bitch right there, man. It went right through his fucking hands. I mean, that was a great throw. That was a clutch throw at a clutch time of the game. Your wide receiver just fucking dropped it.
Bail.
Period. So, I mean, the throw was perfect. Right where it needed to be. It just perfect drop.
Who's a better quarterback right now? I mean, well, if both are healthy, Carson Wentz or Nick Foles?
I don't think Wentz is ever going to be right. I think Wentz is Sam Bradford 2.0. He's a talented quarterback that's fucking fragile. He's paper mache back there. I don't think he's ever going to be right. I think they'd be smart to get rid of Wentz, deal Wentz, because he's that unknown commodity, and I think you could get somebody to definitely pay for him, and you keep Foles. Chapo. The fix was in.
El Chapo. Nah. I think Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
I do.
Carson Wentz might have more physical.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, Carson Wentz might have more physical talent, but when it comes to the complete game of quarterback, yeah, I think Nick Foles is better.
I do too. I think they're going to let the wrong guy go. I think they think Carson Wentz is their future, but I think they got their future, and they should get behind Nick Foles and ride him for a season or two and see what he can do as your starter.
And Doug Peterson has already named Carson Wentz a starter for 2019.
Yeah, and Nick Foles is like, see ya.
Yeah.
I'm about to go out and get some cash. I'm about to get paid. So.
Well, but I think Nick Foles wants to win too.
Well, yeah, he wants to win, and I don't know. Maybe he's a humble enough guy that he's just happy to be as part of the team that it can help him get there. I don't know.
What if Nick Foles? What if Nick Foles went to Jacksonville?
What if Nick Foles prime is just thinking like the same thing I'm thinking, like, this motherfucker's paper mache. He's going down again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit
Carson
back.
Wentz is-
I know he's good for at least a third of the
Injury.
season. I'm gonna just kick back, stay healthy. I'm gonna come and win this bitch again. Fall out, Wentz.
You might be right. You might be right.
Maybe Nick Foles is the smartest motherfucker around. He's like, shit, this guy gets me set up, sets it all up, and I just come in, cruise into the playoffs, healthy.
Tell you what, the backup quarterback is the best job in America.
Oh, for real.
Oh man, the backup
that's
quarterback.
the best job, Prime. The best job.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's only 32 starting positions. Well, there's only 32 backup quarterback positions too. Which is probably the greatest job because you get fat paid to just carry a damn clipboard. Fat paid.
But real quick, yeah, they could franchise Foles, but if they franchise him, they're gonna have to give him like $24 million or something like that.
The franchise
and that's three times what they're gonna have to give the starter. Wentz is only on the books for like $8 million a year right now because he's still on that rookie contract. So Foles, if they franchise him, they're gonna pay their backup quarterback $24 million this year.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
And their starter $8 million.
And when you've got teams out there like the Jacksonville Jaguars, like you just mentioned, Prime, who are nothing. Like I even said it last year. This is a gigantic, powerful fucking snake without a head. So it's great because they just can't finish you off. But you put the head on that snake, you get a quarterback down there in Jacksonville that can get it done. You instantly that team is now a contender in the AFC just by removing Blake Bortles and inserting Nick Foles. Instantly.
They could be this year's Rams. Yeah. I mean, that good with a decent quarterback, I think, in Jacksonville. I mean, they got a good running back, and they have good wide receivers. Their defense, when they're not hurt, of course, that's a story with anybody, but their defense is good.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got a couple other. Canyon threw it up there. Elder threw it up there. Denver, the Redskins are other possible options. Denver's got one more year with Case Keenum, and I think they've kind of stuck with him, and I think they're going to have to try to ride him this year.
Yeah, someone called somebody Captain Checkdown, and Captain Checkdown in the NFL right now is Case Keenum. But yeah, I don't think the Broncos are going to make any moves at quarterback for a minute. At least, I mean,
not
they're going to see what they can do this year.
They've got one more year. They've unfortunately soiled themselves with Case Keenum, which I said all in the offseason that was a stupid move. He's just this guy that's bounced around. He's had little bright spots, but he's never been a guy where you've given him the ball at the beginning of the season and he's carried a team through. That's not Case Keenum. And so I don't know what they were thinking. They thought they caught a flash in the pan. He was your Matt Flynn. He came out and had a good game or two and then got a big contract.
Did you see what this elder AJ just said?
What's that?
Send Carr to New York or Jacksonville for picks, get Foles, and draft Murray.
Man, I have seen so many crazy scenarios that people have been throwing up there that we should go trade for Odell Beckham, that we add him with Derek Carr. It's the off-season, Prime. Everybody's got some crazy ass scenario. Everybody's got a mock draft. They're dropping like out of the sky like every other day. Somebody's got a new one. I seen one today that had us taking running back with our first pick. I'm just like, seriously,
Hey, are you gonna watch the fight Saturday night?
Who's fighting Saturday night?
T.J. Dillashaw and
it's Dillashaw, the belt collector. He's trying to call himself because he's going to most likely.
Yeah, definitely. I am still sad. I did not get to watch the return of John Jones.
Oh my God, you didn't? What a great card! Oh my God, Cyborg got knocked the fuck out. I mean, what
I know.
a great card, man. Oh, you missed that card? Damn, that was one of the best ones
It
I've
did.
seen in a long time.
I had to work.
The fights really lived up to the hype in that one. That was a good card. It's one of the best UFC cards I've seen in a while. Hate to rub it in there, but it was a really damn good one.
That's jacked up, man. Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks.
It was a good one. You
Yeah,
know
I
how
bet.
they are. Some of them are just, even the lead up fights, they just were like, This one was like, yes. They were all good fights.
But did you see the UFC made the move from Fox to ESPN?
Yes, I did see that, which is an interesting.
How do you feel about that?
ESPN needs something. They've been on the slide for a couple years now. I don't know if the UFC's going to bring it back, because the UFC is a little bit on the skids too. They're not the juggernaut that they were, a few years back when Ultimate Fighter was going full speed, and they're not quite what they were. I mean, but they're still a big draw, obviously.
They had a bit of a golden age for a second with Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor.
Yes, they did. But they watered down and oversaturated their product. You've got a pay-per-view on every other fucking week now. There's fight nights on all the time. There's not that big fight that you all look forward to and you get all your buddies together to watch anymore. They're just all the damn time, which it's oversaturated a little, even for me, who's an MMA fan. I mean, I love watching it, but I can't set that much time aside to watch that many events.
No. Yeah, no. I like hot sauce. I'm not going to drink a bottle of it.
I can't. It'll make me physically ill. I'll turn 3 shades of green. It wouldn't be good. That's not good TV. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. No way. Well, Prime, we've got a couple minutes left here. Let me plug it one more time. If you hadn't got in on the Madden Challenge, you need to message the page. We got a PS4 league and an Xbox One league. Cheap buy-in. We're playing a whole 16-game regular season. We're going to be dedicating every Monday to Madden Monday. We're going to be streaming games live on the page. All of my games I'm going to try to stream live on the page. So get your chance. All you've watched me play, and everybody's always in the comments, man, you suck. I can whoop your ass. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money
Hot
where
Neil.
your mouth is. Let's
You
see
went there, huh?
Let's see it.
Wow.
All right, well, Prime, we split on our calls this week, so let's on our picks, so it could get interesting.
It's going to get good.
All right, it's gonna come down.
As far as I know, somebody's going to be ghost whipping their ride down the street talking about Kiki. Do you love me? I'm hungry. Whatever, in other words.
No. Well, Prime will be back next week as we'll be talking Super Bowl. As we'll be talking Super Bowl. As Prime just completely fell the hell out. Must have been that purple drink. Somebody say purple drink? But we'll be back next Wednesday. And actually, we may have a fill-in show tomorrow night, but there will not be an official Raider Reaction webcast hosted by yours truly. I'm going to be out. I got a little hip-hop show I got to attend tomorrow night. So I might bring you a little pirate live stream from front row. But I will not be on the page tomorrow night, but I will be back here Friday night to bring you Black Friday, as always, from the Silver and Black Theater. Another Raider Classic. Until then, thank you, each and every one of you, for joining me. Our band of pirates, we thank you. Without you, we would be nothing. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation!